In this video, I'm going to be disassembling a Lenovo Thinkpad X260 and replacing the keyboard. This is pretty complicated since in order to access the keyboard, you basically have to dismantle the entire laptop. That's not to say that it's difficult, it just takes a very long time. Although this is an X260, the process is pretty much identical in the X240, X250 and the X270. Let's get started. First, turn the laptop on and press the Enter key when the Lenovo logo appears to access the Startup Interrupt menu. When the menu appears, press F1 to enter the BIOS. In the BIOS, move to the Config menu, then move down to Power and press Enter. Then move down to Disable Built-in Battery and press Enter again. You'll be asked if you want to proceed. Make sure that Yes is highlighted and press Enter again. The laptop should now power off with the built-in battery disabled so that it's safe to work on. Close the lid and turn the laptop over. Remove the external battery by sliding the two clips towards the outside to release them, and then slide the battery out. Now there are 8 captive Phillips head screws to be loosened. You can use a size 0 or 00 Phillips head screwdriver. Once the screws have all been loosened, use your fingers or a plastic opening tool to disconnect the clips around the edge of the base. The bottom cover can then be removed by rotating it towards the back. The SSD or hard drive can be found in the corner to the left of the battery. It's secured in place by a single Phillips head screw. With the screw removed, lift up the drive from the side where the screw was, taking care not to lift it all the way out as the SATA cable is still connected. You can disconnect the SATA cable by pulling it straight out away from the connector on the drive. To remove the battery, there are 3 Phillips head screws indicated by the red circles. After removing the screws, lift the battery out and slide the connector out of its socket by pulling straight back. Next, slide the CMOS battery connector out of its socket. It's quite small, so tweezers may help. Disconnect the keyboard ribbon cable by flipping up the retaining flap and pulling the connector straight back out of its socket. Next to that is the connector for the trackpad, which can be removed by lifting it straight up from its socket on the motherboard. Under that is another ribbon cable which can be removed by rotating the retaining flap to the back and then pulling it straight out. Next, beside the USB ports, remove 2 Phillips head screws securing the left speaker. Lift the speaker out and release it from the tape next to the CMOS battery. Then deroute the antenna cables from the plastic bracket by the dock connector and remove the bracket from the board. Deroute the cables from the plastic channel along the side of the motherboard. Now there are 4 more screws securing the motherboard to the upper case, indicated by the red circles. With those screws removed, you should be able to slide the motherboard slightly to the right and lift it up. You may find a piece of tape securing the motherboard to the back of the keyboard. Once that tape has been removed, you can carefully flip the motherboard over to reveal the keyboard underneath. The keyboard is under this plastic cover, which is secured by 5 more screws indicated by the red circles. Once you've removed the screws, the plastic cover can be lifted out. Before you can remove the keyboard, gently peel up the trackpad ribbon cable, which is held in place with adhesive. Now there are 5 screws holding the keyboard to the upper case. After removing all 5 screws, you can remove the keyboard by sliding it backwards, while being careful not to damage the trackpad ribbon cable. With the keyboard gone, the screen is now exposed, so you may want to slide something between the upper case and the screen to protect it. Now it's finally time to put in the new keyboard. The new keyboard can be installed by sliding it under the two metal tabs either side, while taking care to line up the 4 screw holes at the back of the keyboard with the 4 screw holes on the upper case. From now on, it's just a case of doing everything all over again, only in reverse. Reattach the trackpad ribbon cable to the back of the keyboard. Replace the 5 screws to secure the new keyboard in the case. Put the plastic cover back into place on the back of the new keyboard. Take care not to trap the CMOS battery cable underneath it. Replace the 5 screws to secure the plastic cover. Rotate the motherboard back over into its place and then reroute the antenna cables along the plastic guides to the edge of the motherboard. You may find tweezers helpful to do this as it's quite tricky. Replace the left speaker and secure it with the 2 screws. Slide the CMOS battery connector back into its socket. Replace the screw next to the dock connector. Put the plastic cable bracket back into place and route the antenna cables back through. Replace the screw on the SATA cable bracket. Rotate the keyboard ribbon cable over, push it into its socket on the motherboard and close the retaining flap to hold it in place. Do the same with the ribbon cable next to it. And then reconnect the trackpad connector to its socket on the motherboard by positioning the connector over the socket and pushing it straight down. Next, replace the screw next to the memory sockets. And the screw above the heatsink. Take your hard drive or SSD and reconnect the SATA cable. Then place it back into the drive bay and replace the screw on the right. Remember to reroute the SATA cable under the plastic guide on the speaker assembly. Now the battery can be replaced and the battery connector can be plugged back into its socket on the motherboard. And that's it, finally done. Before replacing the back cover, I'm just going to turn the laptop on to make sure that everything is working. Once in Windows, open Notepad and check that all of the keys are working. Also check that the keyboard backlight is working as it should, and don't forget to check that the track point is working. Once you're satisfied that everything is okay, the lower case can be replaced and the screws can be tightened. With the screws tightened, replace the external battery by pushing it in until you hear a click from the clips on each side. That's it for this video, thanks for watching.